Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and in the background you may see, as you see in the title also, we have Dora the Explorer. This little sweet little car was on B is for Build and Tavarish. They played with it and did, I don't know, a whole bunch of crazy stuff. They welded the rear, put different exhaust on it, lowered it. Yeah, lots of crazy stuff. They put a drift brake in it. I'll get into that in a moment. But we are going to be prepping this thing. There is a drift event this weekend at Auburndale Speedway. We've already put a brand new heavy duty south bend clutch in it. We got to do a new hydraulic slave cylinder, master cylinder. Unfortunately, the slave cylinder is inside the transmission, so we're going to pull it back out, but it is just not strong enough for that heavy duty clutch. So she should rip pretty well this weekend. We're going to find out. But I did break the rear end. It was welded. They did weld the rear end, and for some reason we only have one tire fire now, so I don't know if we broke an axle or what's going on. We're going to have to pull that apart and fix it. But here's the sweet little Chinese drift brake we've got going on in there. Nothing too fancy. The door that was on the other side is broken off, so I'm going to have to get the welder broke out and some tubing and make some kind of a door bar there and put a window net up in there. From what it looks like we're going to have to do now. So that's not really a big deal. It's actually going to be pretty fun, I think, to put some steel door bars in there and a window net. So that's going to be pretty interesting. And the rear end does bounce so much that whenever it does try to break the tires loose or really do a burnout, it just, as you can see, there's no rear shocks, I don't think. So we may weld it solid. If any of my people that watch the videos are drifters, let me know if we should weld the rear solid or just put some really stout gas shocks. I don't know what to do there yet. But it does have a V6 4-liter. And like I said, when it did ran, this thing would roast on the tires. I mean, like crazy. Just burn them off and it would drift. Me and Cletus have done drift videos with it, but I've never taken it to an actual drift track, and I cannot wait to see people's reactions on what this thing is going to do. So about the door did break off. It was actually already kind of hanging off. It wouldn't shut, and I just kind of ripped it off. So it's got some kind of an aftermarket car, well, not really aftermarket, but they're not factory Explorer seats in it. As you see the drift brake right there, it does not have a radio or nothing, no AC, but does have, you know, somewhat decent Goodyear Wrangler tires on it. So we're gonna have to weld door bars from right here to right here, obviously, and put some kind of window net here so that we can race and make sure the battery's secured. I've looked up a couple of the rules for racing this, so we're probably gonna start working on this tomorrow night, and you'll be seeing some videos of us getting her fixed up for racing this weekend, so I'm very excited about that. A couple other updates. You guys know that I have another drag truck in the build other than the gold truck for a customer. Right here she sits. It belongs to a good friend of mine and a customer named Robert. We today stripped the rear tire out of it, got the fuel tank out of it, and the factory brake lines, a couple other things. We're about to take the rear bumper off of it. Basically getting it completely stripped down and pressure washed and cleaned, because it's going to Profab Performance to start getting the cage put inside of it and all the rear suspension work done to it. So very extremely excited about that. So that's all about to be happening to this bad girl. And I hope you guys thoroughly enjoyed my video last night on the 05 us drag racing. It is just an old piece of dookie with more blow-by than a stripper on the corner. She always stays dirty. It's got so many leaks, all kinds of other problems. Is Jared here?
Yeah.
I think Jared's out here. Is he making a video?
I don't know, but I figured out how to do a burnout with my car.
Oh, you did?
There's
Save
a little
the
bit
video.
of rubber there.
Let Dad hear it.
No.
Aaron did burnout, Dad. My dad watches all the videos, so.
There's a little bit of rubber there, not much.
Oh, what'd you do, pull the fuse out?
No.
What?
I pulled it out and put it back in because it wouldn't do anything with that.
Uh-oh, I'm telling.
You can't say you didn't do it.
There's Mr. Sinflow Diesel himself.
Get mad at that.
Drinking a Cockstar drink.
Huh. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Killing it.
Flatty still has no engine or transmission in her. Hopefully we can get Austin up this weekend, or today maybe, to get the regular bed set on this. My flatbed's out back. We'll get that thrown on his truck. He'll answer his damn phone. My headliner is all done. I've got the window visors. Going to take those up tomorrow so she can do those. Alright, so I walked in the office. I think you guys remember how I was telling you I'm going to have to do a window net and a harness and definitely build some door bars in there for the driver's side door, since there is no door. So yeah, I'm going to do it. Might as well go all out. So as you can see right here, I've got the window net. See if I can make it bigger. There you go. Got an RJS window net, 24 by 24. Pretty standard stuff. We've got the window net, like a quick release kit right here. We've got some mounting tabs for the 5-point harness with weld inside the car, and then we've got the harness right there, so which is just a cheapy race clip, nothing fancy. We can get mounted in there. It's not a big deal. So got all that stuff. We're gonna get it ordered up right now from Summit Racing. Then tomorrow I'm gonna go find some tubing so we can get some stuff welded up for the door and get that done tomorrow night, and then get ready to go race this bad girl Saturday. Well, not race, I don't know if it's really racing, but just go have a good time and get some reactions out of people that don't know what to expect when they see a Ford Explorer out drifting, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So like I was showing you on Rob's race truck, as you see out there, we've got the engine parts, his turbos, piping kit, intake, all that good stuff, and the fans and everything sitting down here stowed away. And we've got his engine 100% back together, sealed up. We are going to do a couple more things to it, get it nice, pretty, and clean like it was when it was brand new, even though it only has like 4,000 miles on it, and get it completely wrapped up and stored away while his truck is at the fab shop getting all the fab work done. The transmission is currently at SUNCOAST Transmissions. I did drop it off. It has one of their new Omega input shafts, and it doesn't really need it anymore, so we're going to go down to the next size smaller, which is the 27 spline billet input, which is still a bigger than factory billet input. To go in this truck, so it's going to be a lot lighter than the 9,500 pound dually that this engine was originally in. So a lot of stuff's happening in the works for that engine now. Little brother's up here now. He's been dying for me to take him to dinner, so I think I'm going to take him to Wing House. So we're going to grab some food and see what we might get into on the way there. There's a couple little car shows going on between here and there also, so we might stop there. So here we go. We went to eat dinner, now we're back at the shop. Off-road shocks. I think these are off of like a Ford F-150 I bought for like $100 a while back, and they've been out there in my trailer. There is currently no nitrogen in them, or whatever the hell you're supposed to fill them with. I don't know, but they definitely have oil in them, so I think we're gonna try to find a way to make those fit the Explorer and buy some tabs and whatever. Well, this thing's gonna be so rigged. Whatever, it's gonna be fun though. But I do have some sweet ass wheels on the way being delivered. Some guy over in Spring Hill is bringing them over to us that we are gonna make this thing low in a drift machine, show them how it's done on Sunday. We're gonna put Cole in the passenger seat for weight distribution. He can lean to one side, the other, to keep us from flipping over. So right now I got some NV 4500 right here. This one completely smoked. I don't know if you can see this smooth custom front gear there. Ain't supposed to be smooth like that. I'm gonna tear into this one and look at this one. I got a couple questions on this one that have been rebuilt by someone else. See what's going on with it.
What?
Nothing. That's the best part. So our wheels got dropped off by, what would we call them folks? Got some sweet STR 18s, DOT number F7C9479. These might be on record the smallest wheels and tires I've ever bought. Ever. Got some 18 dubs. Got custom chrome inlay. Negative 427 offset. It'll be sweet on the old Drift Exploder. Got 3 that match and 1 that's different. That's okay. It's gonna be sweet. It's gonna be sweet. I don't have any lug nuts to go on it though. We could pop them on tonight and see how they look.
Yeah.
I don't have any lug nuts.
Can't use stock ones?
I don't think so. You guys fit down in the hole there. I don't know, I guess we can walk out there and check. So we'll see if we can get Dora pushed up here in the shop. So we got the Goodyear Wranglers off, and we've got our sweet, you can't even see them, they're invisible. Our sweet dubs on this bad girl. We don't have any lug nuts right now. We're gonna pick up some lug nuts from the store in the morning because the factory lug nuts won't go through these wheels. So hopefully you guys can see these somewhat. And I see a lot of things that B is for Build and Tavarish did underneath it that I really want to change to make it a little bit more reliable. I know they kind of did all this just because they didn't really give a shit. Don't blame them. We don't really give a shit either, but I want it to function at least for a couple of drift events so we can at least have a little bit of fun and maybe throw a tag on it and go to the local car meets and show these old Ricer boys what it's all about. But our King shocks do look like they are going to bolt right up with a couple little brackets we're going to have to make. I do want to drop it even more lower to the ground, so we're going to have to make some drop shackles for the rear end and maybe play with the torsion keys a little bit more in the front. But it looks like it's all going to turn out to work out fantastic. So We're gonna put her up in the air now, and I think we're gonna try to either straighten the bumper or take it off. I don't know. She's pretty toasted. It's all plastic now, ish. Yeah, it's mostly plastic. I think if we take the bumper off, it's just gonna kill the whole. I don't know. What do you think? Drop a comment down below if you guys want to see us just pull the front bumper off. I don't know what to do with it. Alright, so we got the front bumper all pulled up with some redneck rigatry. She was sagging. Nothing a couple self-tappers can't fix. Now we're going to see if we can camber it out some more. There's got to be some adjustment. Alright, that's good. There's got to be some adjustment somewhere. We're about to find it. We spent about 30 minutes messing with the camber adjustment on the upper A-arms. Basically ground and made our own adjustment bars so that we can set it where we want, and it's set as far in as it can possibly go. I don't know if you guys can see it very well. I'm gonna throw a light on it, but that tire is sitting in a lot at the top, and then once we set it down, it will be adjusted at the top even more because of how the A-arms are set up on this thing. So we've probably moved it a good 2 to 3 inches up at the top on both sides. You probably can't tell right now, but once we get the new dubs on this bad girl, you'll definitely be able to see the difference. And over tonight, well, probably for a little bit longer tonight, and tomorrow I'm going to be working on getting all the suspension done so that Friday we should see everything for the cage and whatnot to put in the door bars. And so we'll have Friday and Saturday to work on that. But for now, I'm going to get it back up in the air. I'm going to start messing with the rear suspension, try to get the shocks mounted in there somehow, and go from there. Well, Tavarish, we've got the rear diff cover off because we thought we broke an axle or something like that, and it turns out you don't pass on your welding exam, bud. I'm just giving you shit. So you can see where, if you guys watch their video, I'll actually probably put it down here in the link. Sorry for the light being so bright, but Cole, you spin this tire for me, please, sir. Where they welded it, but they didn't weld it completely. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill this thing up till you don't see nothing but a bunch of weld, because you don't need no spider gears. So now that we know nothing's catastrophically destroyed, we're gonna get the welder hooked up here tomorrow and get this thing buzzed full of weld. But now we're gonna remove these bottom blocks, spacers, whatever you want to call them, and shorten up our shock distance here so we can get our King shocks mounted in this bad girl. So on the Drift Explorer, this is officially the first, and I mean the first Drift Explorer with King shocks on our baby. What do you say about that? We had to knock the nice bearing bushings out of the King shock, put the old shitty shock bushings that were in the shitty shocks are on it already. We fixed Tavarish, be it for build. Their block problems they had, we actually removed these lower blocks like you see right there completely on this side and put just the block there. We fixed the U-bolts where they broke and were damaged before, and we actually moved the leaf spring bolt up a little bit higher in the shackle. It's not really gonna function, but who cares. See how this one is right there, and you can kind of see what's going on right here, so that's pretty cool. But guys, we have got a freaking King shock on the passenger side of this forward blower so far. So now we got this side all done. We've got the block fixed, and we've got pins in the leaf spring so they don't have the problem like I had before. We're gonna get this side done, and that will pretty much finish up the rear of this thing. Just need to get this rear chunk full of metal, so we have a welded rear again. So we're gonna do the same thing we did to that side to this side now, and it sits a lot lower, and we don't even have it on the full weight yet. So we're gonna air these shocks up. That should take care of a lot of the bouncing problems this thing had, and the leaf springs being really way loose. So I'm gonna get that done. Now maybe we'll actually be able to jump this thing like they were trying to do. But we're gonna get the other side done. That's pretty much gonna wrap it up for this video. Tomorrow you're gonna see, oh well, the next upload, will it be tomorrow, the next day, you're gonna see where we pull the transmission out, put a new slave cylinder, master cylinder in it, and adjust that, excuse me, brand new Southland clutch that's been put in there. We're gonna get the rear diff welded up. Definitely get these new dubs, whatever the heck you want to call these things. I don't know what you drifters call these wheels, but get those mounted up on this thing. Figure out why the front brakes aren't working. Get that taken care of. and then you get some good shots. You guys can see the camber or whatever caster, I don't know what the hell you call it, we added to the front end. I don't know if it's going to do anything, but it sure look cool. And get all the dirt cleaned out from underneath it because I know they don't want any dirt on the drift track. And then maybe in the next video we'll get started on the door bars. I don't know yet. Depends on what all we get done. So we're going to go and get this side done now and then set her on the ground and roll her outside. Till then, make sure to hit the like button, drop a comment down below. Never really done the whole drifting thing. Gonna find out what it's like. Should be pretty interesting. But till then, make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel and turn on that notifications bell. We'll catch you guys later.